we are going to be doing a breakdown of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Let's get into it.
What we've done, that's set in stone. The past is forever. But the future, even if it has been written, can be changed. So focus on the future, not the past.
Now that line with Aerith and her talking about focus on the future and not the past, that's very important. I feel like this is a line to reference, of course, the game, but also the fans. The past is done, it's set in stone, but the future is different. And I think that's saying that this game the story's not going to be like the original. It's going to be very different. They're going to be unfolding the story. It's going to be a reimagining. It's not going to stay 100% exactly like the original. It's going to be very different. But I would think that maybe they would put in some critical moments that we all love from the original, but also do an alternate take on it. This line is also speaking to the fans, saying that don't focus too much on the past. Don't focus too much on the original, and focus on the future, which is, these 3 installments of Final Fantasy VII. Let's continue.
So focus on the future, not the past.
He wants to finish what he started. He wants to reclaim his birthright.
So when Cloud's saying he wants to finish what he started, he wants to reclaim his birthright, that is a line I believe when he is in Calm, talking about his flashback with Tifa, Aerith, Barret, I think Red, and just Cloud. They're all, in the cabin in Calm talking together. I believe this is a line from that scene. And I also believe that this is Sephiroth and Cloud in Nibelheim. And, this is like a flashback, I guess you could say, of when Sephiroth and Cloud are just visiting Nibelheim on a mission. And if you look at Cloud, he has his usual outfit on with his Buster Sword. But in the flashback, I would assume that he would look a bit younger. His gear would look a bit different. But at this point, we're just speculating.
And rule over the planet with Genova at his side. I saw you lying there. I figured it was too late.
Wait, what are you implying? That I died? That I'm some kind of imposter?
So that line, what are you implying? That I'm dead, that I'm some type of imposter? And Cloud is talking about how he saw her lying there. Now, what this line is of course, this is Cloud talking to Tifa about his flashback of course, when Sephiroth kind of goes crazy on Nibelheim. Cloud and Tifa and Zack all get caught up in that mess, in the Mako or whatever. So, and of course, I think that this is obviously Cloud speaking from Zack's point of view, because from Zack's point of view, Zack saw Tifa lying there, and so of course Zack's thinking that Tifa, that she's dead, she's gone. This is Cloud speaking from Zack's point of view, because if you don't know, Cloud thinks that he's Zack because of the Mako. And that's the whole reason why Cloud's saying, like, I'm a first rank. He thinks he's a first rank soldier, even though Zack was a first rank soldier. He's kind of has this, I guess you could say, Mako poisoning, that he thinks that he's Zack, basically. Yeah, that's what that line is, I believe. And again, Cloud and Sephiroth are in Nibelheim. And before we move on to the next scene, there's another thing that I want to point out. When you see Sephiroth and Cloud walking through, as you can see, if you look at Cloud, he hops up on that rock, and Sephiroth pretty much doesn't hop on anything and just keeps walking. Shows the more freedom of traversal, because in the very first remake, there wasn't really freedom to really go anywhere, really. The only things you could climb is the little arrows on the ground, and you'd have to go to where the arrows were pointing, and then you could climb, and then you just go to the next level and just keep walking. You couldn't really just like walk up to any old thing and just like hop on top of it like most games. There's just be like an arrow, and you just go and you'd walk up like a fixed climbing animation, and then you just like go to the next area. And of course, with this, I feel like this shows that there aren't really any, like, there's going to be less of those fixed progress areas, if that even makes sense. It's just more freedom to walk around, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
I died? That I'm some kind of imposter?
And of course, if you go back, you can see Aerith. This is the scene, of course, where she gets stabbed by Sephiroth, because right after that, we get this material on the ground. Of course, obviously, this is referencing Aerith dying by Sephiroth's hands.
You were here with me 5 years ago.
That line, "you were here with me 5 years ago," this first part, this is Cloud. But I think that this isn't like the Cloud we know. This is a younger Cloud. This is like pre-Mako Cloud. And I'll get into that later.
Where are you? What happened to you?
I'm trying so hard to find you.
And of course, that's Aerith.
Sorry. Feel like I failed you.
And sorry, I feel like I failed you. That's Zack, I believe. And so the reason why I say that the first part with Cloud,
Where are you?
saying like, "where are you?" and stuff like that, is because he just sounds different. Because if you listen to the scenes of when Cloud and Tifa are kids versus Cloud and Tifa when they're adults, and if you really listen to the Cloud's voice, they sound different. And I feel like this, like hearing, you could tell from the beginning of the trailer that was a Mako infused brain kind of, I guess you could say, washed Cloud. And then this is like pre-Mako. Like he sounds more clear, calmer. Like he just sounds like himself.
What happened to you?
I'm trying so hard to find you.
Sorry. Feel like I failed you.
As you can see, this is Zack and Cloud outside the gate of Sector 6 when it's under construction. Because in the original Sector 7, I believe, is a sector that got destroyed by Shinra. But Sector 6 also fell under construction. Sector 6, fell under construction. And I believe this is Cloud and Zack outside the gate of this under constructed Sector 6. And so, yeah, I mean, that's the whole breakdown. This trailer is not long at all. It's literally only like a minute and 34 seconds. There's not really much to break down at all. But if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and a comment. And peace out.